Good morning, I'm Sarah Sapsanamma. Let's begin with the headlines of the hour. Federal Parliament and Provincial Assemblies spend much of year 2081 distracted by frequent changes in government. Laws for federalism still to be made, works carried over for New Year. New requirements set by Tribhuvan University for teachers at Central Campus to have a PhD receives positive response from both teachers and students. Iran and the US conclude first round of talks in Oman over Tehran's nuclear program. Both sides call the meeting constructive. Second round of discussions scheduled for next week. And Yoane Wissa's goal earns Brentford a 1-1 draw with Arsenal at the Emirates Stadium, pushing Liverpool closer to the Premier League title.
Cement.
The Federal Parliament and Provincial Assemblies have already completed half of their term. However, there is still a long list of laws that need to be enacted. All three levels of government are complaining that the absence of necessary laws is making it difficult to carry out their work. Bills related to development, service delivery and security have not been able to move forward. The year 2081 was spent more on disputes over government formation and dissolution than on legislative works, both at the federal and provincial levels. Now that the major parties, Nepali Congress and CPN-UML, have formed a coalition government and given a message of political stability, there is a responsibility in the new year to urgently enact the pending laws. At the beginning of the year 2081, the then opposition party Nepali Congress obstructed the parliament for a long time, demanding a parliamentary committee to investigate the misappropriation of cooperative funds. At the end of the year, however, opposition parties including CPN Maoist Centre obstructed the parliament in protest against the dismissal of Kulman Khising as the managing director of Nepal Electricity Authority. Once again this year, the parliament, which is supposed to be the platform for lawmaking, was overshadowed by activities related to government formation. In the months of Jyeshtha and Asar, the parliament spent a lot of time in confusion over the vote of confidence for then Prime Minister Pushpa Kamal Dahal. On the 6th of Shravan, Prime Minister KP Sharma Oli also sought a vote of confidence. Aside from that, question-answer sessions between the Prime Minister and lawmakers were criticized as much time was spent on political issues and lawmaking did not receive much priority. Instead, the parliament was compelled to pass replacement bills to legitimize the ordinances introduced by the government. By the halfway mark of the lower house term, only 26 laws were enacted. 15 bills, meanwhile, are currently under consideration in parliamentary committees.
संघीय संसदबाट दुवै सभाबाट 26 वटा कानुन त बनि नै सकेका छन् हैन यो तथ्यले बताउँछ त्यो कामहरु भयो अर्को भनेको यो बीचमा थुप्रै सार्वजनिक महत्त्वका प्रस्तावहरु ध्यानाकर्षण प्रस्तावहरुमा चाहिँ छलफल भएर सरकारलाई ध्यानाकर्षण गराउने संसदले निगरानी गर्ने काम पनि भयो केही प्रश्नोत्तरका कामहरु पनि भएकै छन् प्रधानमन्त्रीसँगको प्रश्नोत्तर कार्यक्रम अधिवेशनमा नियमित रूपले चलि नै रहेको अवस्था पनि छ केही सन्धि सम्झौताहरुको अनुमोदनहरु पनि भएकै छन्.
The responsibility now for the remaining lawmaking has been deferred to the new session starting in the new year. Dozens of important laws still need to be made, including bills to unify federal civil service, school education, police, anti-corruption and election-related laws.
कानुन निर्माणको थलो सरकारले बढीभन्दा बढी बिजनेस दिने कुरामा सरकारको प्राथमिकता रहनुपर्छ नम्बर 1. नम्बर 2 सरकारले दिएको बिजनेसमा संसदले ढिला नगरिकन जुन उद्देश्यका साथ चाँडो कानुन बनेर आइदियोस् भन्ने सरकारको जे मनसाय हुन्छ त्यस बमोजिम विधेयकहरुमा काम गर्ने नियमित बैठक राख्ने र आफ्नो जिम्मेदारी पूरा गर्ने त्यो योग्यता चाहिँ संसदले पूरा गर्नुपर्छ.
The condition of Provincial Assembly mirrors that of the Parliament. When the ruling coalition changed in the federal government, Hikmat Kumar Kharki from CPN-UML was appointed Chief Minister of Koshi Province. He had replaced Nepali Congress's Kedar Karki at the end of Baisakh. The dispute over government formation even reached the Supreme Court. During the second term of Koshi Provincial Assembly, only 19 bills were passed, and in the year 2081 alone, only 11 laws were enacted. 3 government bills and 1 private bill are under consideration. Moving beyond political disputes, the Provincial Assembly is expected to prioritize lawmaking in the coming year.
82 सालमा के काम गर्छ भन्दाखेरि हाल विचाराधीन विधेयकहरूको प्रक्रिया अगाडि बढ्ने एउटा काम भने सरकारले नीति तथा कार्यक्रम पेश गरेपछि प्रक्रिया अगाडि बढाउने सरकारले ल्याउने आर्थिक र विनियोजन विधेयक अगाडि बढाउने काम गर्छ।
The Madhya Provincial Assembly also passed only 13 bills in its second term, with 5 still under consideration. Due to lack of federal laws, the Provincial Police Act has not been implemented. The status of the bill related to Guthi land remains the same. The Assembly was frequently obstructed over issues related to government change and budget implementation. The Bagmati Provincial Assembly passed only 13 bills in this term. Much time was spent on government changes. The Assembly was also disrupted due to budget issues. In Gandaki Province, the issue of government change reached the Supreme Court. Due to political tensions, the Provincial Assembly has only passed 19 bills by the halfway point of its term, with 10 bills still under consideration.
प्रदेश सभामा अप्ठ्यारो भएन तर सरकारको पटक पटक फेर बदलले गर्दा केही समय ढिला हुने अवस्था जस्तै टाइममा सदन बस्न नसक्ने हुन सक्छ।
The Lumbini Provincial Assembly, which has also been stuck in political disputes, has passed only 11 bills so far. The Karnali Provincial Assembly was entangled in government formation at the beginning of the year. The laws related to local services and the exclusive rights list still have to wait until the new year to be created. In Sudur Pashchim Province, the year 2081 was full of political disputes. Even as the new year begins, due to party conflicts, the government and the Provincial Assembly have not been able to function properly. Throughout the year 2081, from the Federal Parliament to Provincial Assemblies, they failed to work as per the expectations of the people. We can only hope that parties create a conducive environment for smooth functioning in the new year 2082.
Now, the new requirement set by Tribhuvan University that teachers at its central campus must hold a PhD has received a positive response. The university implemented this new rule to improve the quality of higher education and foster a research culture among students. With favorable reactions from both teachers and students, the standard has already been put into effect. The new provision regarding teacher appointments at the central campus has generated enthusiasm among both educators and students. The general consensus is that PhD-holding teachers can teach with greater depth of knowledge, make it easier for students to understand complex topics, and improving the overall quality of higher education.
पढाउँदा प्रोफेसर हुँदाखेरि चाहिँ हामीले चाहिँ एकदम के माइक्रो लेभलदेखि मैक्रो लेभलसम्म चाहिँ हामीले जान्न सक्छौं.
Following the decision made during the Tribhuvan University Assembly some 3 months ago, it is now mandatory for teachers at the central campus to possess a PhD to be eligible for teaching roles. Previously, individuals with only a master's degree were eligible to be appointed as teachers. To enhance the quality of education, higher education in fact, the university also plans to gradually implement this new standard for teacher appointments at its constituent campuses. This is expected to support the production of skilled human resource necessary for the country. The university has clarified that this new rule will not be applied retroactively to existing faculty members. Currently, over 350 teachers are employed across 42 departments of the central campus, which offers courses ranging from postgraduate to PhD levels and is home to over 6,000 students. Now, with the arrival of Nepali New Year 2082, tourism entrepreneurs have introduced various packages and offers, leading to a surge in visitors at major destinations of the country. Both domestic and international visitors have flocked to popular travel spots across the nation. Hotels in key destinations such as Pokhara, Chitwan, Lumbini, Bhaktapur, Dhulikhel, Nagarkot, Bardia, Rara and Ilam are experiencing high footfall. According to business owners, hotel bookings are very encouraging this year. In Pokhara, the Fewa festival has been organized targeting New Year celebrations. Meanwhile, Lumbini, a top choice for both local and foreign tourists, is also hosting various events aimed at drawing more visitors during the festive period.
पोखरा का अहिले करिब 80% होटलहरुको अकुपेन्सी 80% पुगेको छ. केही दिन अगाडि 50% 40% थियो भने महोत्सवको प्रसारका कारण आज हामी 80% मा पुर्याउन सफल भएका छौं। हाम्रो टार्गेट 90% बनाउने छ।
हजुर हाम्रो एकदम प्याक नै छ। लगभग 3-4 दिनसम्म हाम्रो रुम अभाइलेबल छैन। फुल सोलर छ सर हामी।
पर्यटकहरू राम्रो आइरहेछ।
पर्यटक अहिलेको अवस्थामा चाहिँ ठिकै छ। आउनु पनि चाहिँ त्यता आइरहेको छैन। अब अरू बेलाको चाहिँ खासै छैन। यो 3-4 दिनको न्यू इयरको लागि चाहिँ हाम्रो फुल सोलर छौँ।
न्यू इयरको परिवेशमा लगभग आजैबाट हामी टेन्टेटिभ सोल्ड आउटको अवस्थामा छौँ। भोलि पनि न्यू इयरको एउटा सानो कार्यक्रमको आयोजना गरेका छौँ हामीले।
Closer to Kathmandu, Dhulikhel and Nagarkot are also hosting musical programs to attract tourists. Local hoteliers say advanced bookings in these areas are quite promising. Himalayan regions are also witnessing an increase in tourist activity and bookings. Destinations like Manang, Muktinath in Mustang and Rara in Mugu have seen a strong wave of advanced reservations for New Year celebrations. According to tourism businesses, hotel bookings in major tourist areas have reached up to 90%, with some places already fully booked. And in this context, in our Public Voice segment, we've asked in several provinces what travel plans do they have for the New Year 2082. Let's take a look at what they had to say.
मुगुको रारा धरतीको अप्सरा भन्ने ठाउँ नि त्यहाँ घुम्न जाने एकदम प्रबल इच्छा छ।
पोखरा जाने योजना छ।
धार्मिक ठाउँमा घुम्ने जाने मनोकामना भएको पशुपतिनाथ भएको हामीले जो धर्मको आफ्नो लागि
नैनताल घुम्न जाने योजना छ।
साथीभाइ जम्मा भएर देउती बजे जाने घुम्ने त्यहाँको देवतालाई पूजा गर्ने।
योचोटि हामी सबै परिवार भनेको बर्दिया राजनुकुञ्जाम भनेर हो आफ्नै देशको।
नेपालको सुन्दर स्थल पोखरा हो। त्यसपछि अब माथि पहाड साइडमा भन्नाले अलि बाइक राइडको लागि चाहिँ मुस्ताङ छ।
शुक्लाफाटा नै बढी जसो घुम्ने विचारमा छौं। त्यहाँ हात्ती सफारी पनि गरिन्छ।
खोटाङ जिल्ला हलेसी भो, पाथिभरा मन्दिर भो, इलामको चिया बगान भो।
कञ्चनपुरमा अवस्थित दोधारा चाँदनी घुम्ने योजना छ, जुन चाहिँ एसियाकै दोस्रो लामो पुल हो।
मनोकामना पनि छन् हाम्रो। चिचिला मत्स्य पोखरी पनि छन्। विशेष हाम्रो लहरी खर्क त्यतै जाने अब प्लानिङ आफ्नो बालबच्चाहरूको बिदा भएको कारण प्लानिङ चाहिँ त्यता हुँदैछ।
जानकी मन्दिरमा गएर आरतीहरू पनि हेर्ने, पूजापाठ गर्ने र फ्यामिलीसँगै त्यहाँ दिनभरि त्यही जानकी मन्दिरकै परिसरमै बिताउने भनेर विचार गरेको।
लाहानको जुन छ सलेज फुलबारी त्यहाँ जान्छु। नयाँ वर्ष मनाउन चाहिँ मिथिला हाट जान्छु। यो हाम्रो भारत नजिकै सीमाना जोडिएको छ। यसमा चाहिँ हाम्रो मिथिलाको संस्कृतिहरू सबै देखाइएको छ।
The curfew imposed in Birganj Parsa since 7 yesterday evening will stay in effect till noon later today. Tensions erupted between two groups during the Hanuman Jayanti procession, an annual religious event, after an unidentified group began pelting stones. The clash occurred near Sri Ram Halchok in Chapkaya as the procession was returning from the south of Ghantaghar, leading the district administration office of Parsa to impose a curfew. According to the directive issued by the District Administration Office, all gatherings, rallies, protests, meetings and encirclements are strictly prohibited within the curfew area. Following the clash, a large number of security personnel have been deployed in Birganj. Superintendent of Police Gautam Mishra of the Parsa District Police Office confirmed the increased security presence. Moving on, the subcommittee formed under the Education Committee of House of Representatives to resolve disputes regarding School Education Bill has reached an agreement to have secondary education examination SEE conducted by their respective schools. The subcommittee agreed to change the school education examination system so that SEE will be conducted at the school level. Once the education bill is passed, SEE will no longer be centralized. The committee has also agreed that examination for grade 8 will be conducted by the local level authorities, while the grade 12 examination will be conducted by National Examination Board.
विभिन्न हिसाबले छलफल आएकै के रे रायहरू सुझावहरू आएका छन्। संशोधनकर्ता मानिसहरूको पनि संशोधनको मजबुन त्यो छँदैछ। यी विभिन्न विषयमा छलफल गरेर नै हामीले क्रमशः निष्कर्षमा पुर्याउँदै अगाडि बढेका छौं। होइन जिम्मेवार जवाबदेही त विद्यालयलाई नै बनाएर जान नै पर्छ नि, त्यो हिसाबले नै जाने हो। तर अरु सन्दर्भहरू पनि छन्, अरु सन्दर्भ पनि योसँगै अन्तर्सम्बन्धित हुन्छन् नि। त्यसो भए हुनाले
The subcommittee coordinator Vishwakarma informed that consensus has already been reached on 79 out of the 163 clauses of the education bill within the subcommittee. It also stated that discussions are ongoing based on suggestions received from lawmakers of all 7 provinces, stakeholders and experts. Out of 1,758 proposed amendments to the bill, discussions have been held on around 1,100 of them. It is time now for our segment Public Pulse, where you text us with your opinion. The question is, what do you think of Parliamentary Subcommittee agreeing to let concerned schools hold secondary education examination SEE? Your options are A, unstable education sector, B, natural process, and C, an attempt at improvement. The voting is on. Type NEWS, select your option A, B or C and send it to 34001 to share your opinion with us. Time now for international update. Iran and the US have concluded a first round of talks in Oman over Tehran's nuclear program, the highest level meeting between the two countries since 2018. Both the nations described the meeting as constructive and confirmed a second round of discussions will take place next week, with the US hailing the direct communication as being key to striking a possible deal. US President Donald Trump pulled the country out of a previous nuclear agreement between Iran and world powers in 2018 and has long said he would make a better deal. The meeting ran with delegations in separate rooms, relaying messages through Oman's Foreign Minister Badr bin Hamad Al Busaidi. After the talks concluded, Witkoff said discussions next week may not happen in Oman but would still be mediated by the Middle Eastern nation. Iran hopes for a deal to limit but not dismantle its nuclear program in exchange for sanctions relief. Under the terms of a 2015 deal, Iran agreed to only enrich uranium up to 3.67% purity for the next 15 years. In February, the International Atomic Energy Agency (IAEA) nuclear watchdog reported that Tehran had stockpiled uranium enriched to 60% purity and could swiftly move to 90%, which would be weapons grade. The 2015 nuclear deal took nearly 2 years of intensive negotiations. At the start of this new effort to reach an agreement, Iran's program is far more developed and complex, and the wider region is far more volatile. That is all for the moment. Thank you for watching. Bye for now.